Welcome, welcome. We are here in Nathan Node's ARG. I'm forgetting what it's called right now, but I don't care right now, cause we have a big mystery to solve. This is what we see at first, besides this and other thing, and it says, so I recently found a very old set of mobile Roblox recordings. And then we're greeted with this guy named Cairo, and then some numbers. This is probably gonna have some significance later, but for now, we're not gonna talk too much about that. Also, there's 2 swords, which is whatever. And obviously, we can see this is old Roblox. Leave chat, old chat. But right now, we're gonna just take a quick deep dive. Okay, so the first big hint of all of this, it just says silence. Now, I don't particularly know possibly what silence means, but that's because we haven't seen the full thing yet. Next, we are greeted with do not ignore, and they're all in abbreviations. Now, this is an entire mystery. This does not help with the silence. This does not help towards anything. But here, when he's typing about his keyboard, there are loads of different little hints. First one is this right here. According to translation, that says in there. Then the next one is just a K with a parenthesis. And then this is Hindi. So, first, in there. I don't know if this could be a glitch, but as far as I know, that says in there. And that, I think will have some big significance. Because in there, what could that mean? Somewhere. In the keyboard? Does it have something to do with the keyboard? And does do not ignore or silence have something to do with the keyboard? Or anything? Silence in there. Okay, what? Something. Next, he says wait, and around a bridge, and he starts typing what's going on. It's glitching out. Lighting, something is happening. He says, oh. Sorry guys, I gotta check something. And then this happens. But hold up. As he's oh wait, this is a terrible shot. My bad. As he's typing, we can see the exact same letters. They never disappeared. This K in parentheses, this Hindi right here, and in there. So, there's something to do with this if it's staying there the entire time. Okay, so we're back here, and I just want to say what I'm saying right now does not make sense. Because what am I even saying? And then he says, why am I spawning here? Whatever, I'll get back to it. And then he says, why is the cauldron glowing? Then if you look to the left, you keep on seeing this thing appear. So it's gonna appear again somewhere, and there it is, that weird orb circle thing. It looks like it's going towards the cauldron, maybe saying, hey, look, the cauldron. I'm not sure if I should have talked to him about this, and then that happens. It says recording saved because of this, but so a bunch of glitches start happening. Now let's go back to this thing. What is it? Who is it? Now, I think this might have something to do with silence. And I don't think this is a normal ARG. Some bad guy, something. I'm thinking that this is a huge stretch right now. 50% or more of what is happening is inside Cairo's head. But that's a huge stretch right now, because what is this random thing floating around? Why silence? Now, as far as I know, do not ignore means nothing. It does not mean anything at all. But for all I know, it could mean something big. But not according to what I'm about to show you. Hello, everybody. Today I am here with the creator of this ARG, and we're about to interview him.
Yeah, we are gonna be interviewing and going through some stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so my first question, I don't know how much you will allow yourself to reveal, but like around the start of the first file, it said something about silence.
Yes, that is something I can reveal. Yes, it does say something about silencing.
Yes. Is there any reasoning behind that?
There is actually quite a bit of reasoning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing all I'll say is actually if you go on and to the YouTube video, like check out don't do it right now, you can include this later, but if you go onto the ARG video, my project.mp4, the part where it says silence is halfway down a certain bridge to a certain area which will be important for the whole ARG. And the reason why it says silence I can't say, but that's all the hints I'm giving for that part.
Okay. And okay. So my next question is, there was this like abbreviation thing. Oh, there was this abbreviation thing that popped up, and it said D dot O dot N dot O dot T dot I dot G dot, I'm forgetting how to spell ignore, but whatever. It's just every spacing, it's a dot after the letter, which it spells out do not ignore.
Yes, that's the purpose of that. I wanted to mess around with people's brains. But it does say do not ignore. And if you line that up right before when it happens, if you look very closely at the cauldron, pretty quick, but there's something there. And near the end of the first ARG file, you see the same thing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That thing also hints to what I said earlier about the silence text.
Ah. So another thing was, after the huge glitchy thing happened with the with the man's game, there when he got to the cauldron, his screen started glitching out a lot.
That was intended.
That was intended. Okay, so
Yes, because I spent 5 hours trying to get the right effects.
oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so obviously, if people watch to the end, this was made by CapCut. So
Yes,
I just want
I put that there on.
great.
I just wanted to put the CapCut part at the end because I was too lazy. I worked 5 hours because I didn't get the glitch effects or any of the effecting right, and I'm not that good at editing, so.
Hey, I must say that that's
I
a pretty good job on CapCut, because wow.
Thank you. I had to take a lot of time out because they made some music pro features now, and I deleted every single I had before that. I had around like 50 parts of music, and it sounded a lot better. But I thought like almost all of my music was pro needed, so I deleted every part of my music, and then I realized it was only one thing. I had to restart all of the music and the effects, which was very annoying.
Also, I realized that this seems like it takes place in some older versions of Roblox.
Yes, it does say that at the start too.
So when oh my god, when this older Roblox takes place, I realized that the older versions of Roblox were less like harder to use, and at some points kind of more dangerous than how Roblox is now.
Yup, and that is one of the main causes of the ARG. All I can that will definitely hint very largely towards part 2, which I will only post once the video is out so I can check it out and see your theories, because it's
Yeah, okay.
like really filled with lore. And just remember the name Dargan when you read this interview. Just remember the name Dargan King in that
Dargan.
sentence, and combine those two about Roblox not being too stable. And just remember the words Dargan King.
Mhm.
Remember red avatar, guest hat. That's all I can say for part 2, if you ever wanna.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I realized that you have like you're a fan of a game Block Tales, and I
Yes, I'm a
I
huge fan of Blocktails.
yes, so I realized that at one point it looked, I'm not sure, I might just be super stupid right now, but it looked like there was a small like inspiration a bit about certain
Actually,
things.
my entire love of classic Roblox comes from 2 games in general. One was actually a long time ago when I stepped on reading like those old hacker stories about like Cool Kid John Doe, and that gave me a pretty big interest in classic Roblox. When Block Tales came out, that just gave me my full inspiration.
Mm,
Another inspiration I have is old Roblox ARGs, Recall a Hollow Heart, Rochester 313, newly posted but with old recording, and I really like those kind of Roblox ARGs.
mhm. Well, I think that's about all I have right now. Might have another interview for when you release part 2, but for now,
Yes.
that's it. Wait 1 second.
Alright,
It's about to reach 7 minutes. Hold up. Okay. So after that interview, lots of stuff got revealed, but one big part, he sent me some early clips. Yes, Nathan Nodes has sent me some early clips. And this is one that I'm looking at. And as soon as I look at all the characters, I look at all their names. Okay, so what just happened? Well, I don't know, Cairo. Oopsie. Anyway, Ma Abbey. If it's kind of blocking off, but looking at these two, X Pro Roblox and Ahota, this Ma Abbey, she or he or they, I don't know, they are a noob. And we can't forget that this is based in old Roblox, not the newer Roblox when you start out as a bacon, but old Roblox. So then I look at Ma Abby and I think, she's a noob. She's wearing the noob stuff. Which, if you don't know, back in old Roblox, you started out as a noob. You wear the classic blue shirt, the yellow skin. And of course, Ahota is also wearing that. Well, he's wearing the yellow skin. So it leads me to think X Pro Roblox or Ma Abby have some huge significance. But then we see a closer look to Ma Abby's shirt. That's not a noob shirt. Now I can't read exactly what that is, but also it says this guy's kinda rely. Creepy. And then Ma Abby replies, I don't know him. Now, I don't know him, this guy's kind of creepy. This doesn't make sense. Could they be talking about X-Pro? Could they be talking about Ahota? But I think they're talking about Dargan King. But there's a problem. So Nathan Nodes did not let me to see what Dargan was saying. But X-Pro is not there. So, where is X-Pro? Is something up? What is he doing? I think that this Dargan King and X-Pro are working together, or Dargan killed X-Pro. But then, X-Pro is right there. So, X-Pro, he's right there. So where was he in that line? So that is what leads me to my first theory of the X-Pro and Dargan working together. And then we see he's doxing me. So I think that X-Pro or Dargan could have something to do with this. But wait, there's more. Because if we look at all these people, we can see a few of them more clearly. Oh my god. And we can see this shirt more clearly. Now, I didn't do any proper digging with this, and I don't know what that exactly could be, but I feel as if there's something to do with something. I don't know what, but I don't know. But anyway, we look at this, he's doxing me. My information was leaked. So, Cairo's information was leaked. He got found by someone. And I think it's either Maw, X-Pro, or Dargan. And we cannot just leave Ahota out of here. Fuck. Now, this might just be a coincidence, but we have never truly seen Ahota's face. The chat blocking his hat, blocking his eyes, and his hat blocking his eyes again. So, what does this mean? Because if you look right there, all you see is his smile. So, we've seen Ma Abby's face a lot. We've seen that a lot. Look, it's Ma Abby's face again. And we always see that, which leads me further from Ma Abby. But then, I have an idea. Now, this entire theory of part 1 is going to be so much harder than part 2 and part 1 combined, because we're getting minimal information. But when we look close, we see all of them grouped together. But then, what if they're all working together? But then we have to go back to, I don't know him. This guy's kinda, I don't exactly know. Oh my gosh, I don't exactly know what this could possibly mean. Like, what is this? I don't know. But I do know one thing. I don't know him. Creepy. I don't know. This guy's kinda creepy. Oh my god. But anyway, so if we look at this, who looks the creepiest? Dargan. Dargan looks the creepiest. Yellow, gray, and then gray or white. But all these people are either gray, light gray, or yellow. As soon as we look at Dargan, he sticks out. Like, if you were to look to your left and then look right back, either the middle part of the entire screen will attract you, but the red, the bright red. And you know what I notice? This is Cool Kid. Many of you will know him from Forsaken. And Nathan Nodes in his Discord server sent this GIF. Oh my god. And it just looks, it has lots of resemblance toward this man. Sorry about that coughing attack. Anyway, Dargan looks he has lots of resemblance towards Cool Kid. Now, this leads me to think Dargan is the main villain. But we cannot forget about this mysterious orb. And possibly, have you ever realized that when, I'm not going to pull up the picture right now, but Dargan and Cool Kid have one thing that looks different. Their face. Now, they have the same face, but when you look at Cool Kid's face, it looks a bit more smothered, or we'll say weirder. So this orb possibly is controlling Dargan and possibly possesses Dargan to make Dargan evil and Cool Kid. But wait, Dargan. He's trying to help him. Look, he's leading him across the bridge, helping. We don't know what's happening in this photo. We don't know what's happening there. We don't know what's happening there. We don't know what's happening here. We don't know what's happening here. We don't know anything. But when part 2 comes out, I have a feeling we're gonna know a lot more. So, I must say, throughout all of this stuff, he's doxing me. Dargan might have something to do with everything. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for somehow going through my poor editing skills. Very, very poor. Sad. Poor. Very poor. Sad. Anyway, that is gonna be the end of the first theory. But what's your theory, AW4? Oh yeah, I forgot. I never told you guys. My theory is that orb is controlling Dargan and will churn Dargan into Cool Kid. Dargan right now is being a kind person. Have you ever watched Venom? Now, I know that the person, Eddie Brock, is possessed by Venom, and how Eddie is probably a bit more nice, a bit whatever, different from Venom. So, of course, not that much more nice. I mean, this isn't Venom, so there's a different Venom, a different host, a different everything. And I think that this host is a very nice person, but he cannot control the orb. He will turn into Cool Kid. He is evil, but not Dargan, the orb. But that's all just a theory. Okay, I'm gonna. Anyway, so this could be entirely wrong. I could be veering entirely off the track. For all I know, this is the worst theory ever. But then you think, this kind of makes sense. But I have not watched part 2. I don't know what's gonna happen in part 2. Once we get part 2, I can make this theory loads and loads better. But for now, that's just a theory. AW4 theory. That was so cringe. Anyway, like, subscribe, ball.